So I'm still editing some of the videos that we're going to publish, and I decided that today I'm just going to do a quick video answering some of the questions that we received. I've received lots of very good questions, and I'm answering everything that people are asking through email. I'm answering over email. So if you have any questions, please send it to me. Just reply to the email that you receive, and I will answer all the questions this week. So. But there's a couple of questions that are interesting to answer to everyone. So I'm going to start with one that was sent by Abdenor. I'm not sure if I'm spelling his name right, but Abdenor sent this amazingly good question, and he asks that he wants to be more productive on his coding, and so he asks when you do coding. How much you want to you're productive in the coding itself. If you want to do if you do force yourself to write quality code from the beginning, or if you relax a little bit just to write code faster. And then he says that he often finds himself jumping directly into the code before doing a detailed analysis, and then he ends up wasting time going in the wrong direction. So I think there's a few things here that we gotta think about, and I want to divide this answer here in two different things. First of all is being productive, more productive in writing code. I think this is always important, and the more we are able to write code, the better. But the thing is, the way for you to be more productive in writing code is minimizing the distractions that you have while you're doing code. And one important distraction that we have is the tools that we use to write code. Of course, the tools that we use, they help us a lot, but a lot of developers, they don't train, they don't really get very good at using the tool. So every time they're coding, they're like, oh, what do I need to do this? Oh, what exactly do I need? What combination of keyboard do I need? So you're wasting time in your brain worrying about the tool that you're using and how to use it. So so you gotta be very good. That's the main tool that you use every day. So you gotta be very good at this, right? So my good friend Edson Yanaga likes to say that you got to do things like code katas, for example. Code katas are like repetitions of coding exercises, and they're similar to katas on martial arts, right? The martial arts, you do those katas, you repeat the same movement many times, so you're very good. So when you go, so you don't have to think about the movement anymore. So when you go to a fight, all the movements are pre-wired in your brain, so you can use them very fast. You remember that movie Karate Kid, where the kid had to do like painting. The old version was like painting fences or brushing cars. The new version is like the whole thing about putting the jacket on, taking the jacket off. It's just kind of getting the movement wired into your brain, right? So you got to do the same thing for your tool, right? Whatever tool you use. I like NetBeans. It's a very good open source Java tool, but there are other people like Eclipse or IntelliJ. Whatever tool you use, you got to be very good at it. You got to know exactly what you need to press every time, so your brain doesn't need to think, oh, why do I need to do that? Because every time you do this, you take things out of your energy, out of your concentration to actually do your creative work, that's coding. Now, this is really important because coding is a creative work, right? So you should not be worried about getting your creative coding done right at the first time. There are some very good developers, I'm not one of them, that's just able to sit down and write tons of code without any bugs, without any problems. You should not be worried about this. That's a creative process, and you gotta be in the flow that we call to actually get your process working well. So the less distraction that you get, the easier it's going to be for you to focus on your work. Now, this is about production in your code. That's a quick answer. But think about when you want to be productive, you want to do more in the same time that you have, or you want to do more. I mean, so that's about being productive, right? So what you want to do is that you want to do more in the time that you have, or you want to do the same thing that you do in less time. Right? So that's basically the idea. Now, coding is probably the least amount of time in the whole process, in the whole development process on your project, right? So there's lots of other things that goes on. There's lots of conversations, there's lots of discussions, there's lots of testing, and there's lots of analysis. There's a lot of other things going on your project. Now, if you want to be more productive, a lot of times it's better for you to focus on all of those other things that they are much larger than code, right? And so think about all the meetings that you have that was like complete waste of time, or you think about all the things that could be done automatically by the computer, like building or testing or deploying things in your server. Or creating new machines or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in your project that could be automated, and there's also a lot of distraction. Your friends calling you in, or email, or Facebook, or all those kind of things. So there's a lot of other things that may be happening around your project. They're taking away your productivity. So you should not really try to take away the productivity of the most creative and important part of your work. There is the coding, right? You should not think, oh, I gotta do coding faster, right? Because really, you gotta do coding smarter, right? You don't need to do faster. Now, if you reduce all the other things that go around, maybe you're actually gonna have more time to do your coding, or actually gonna do you're going to be able to focus better on the most important part. So think about all the other things that you need to take care about. And so one of the most important things is about focus. So if you need to focus, be it to write write code, or focus to write an article, or prepare a presentation, whatever you need to focus. A very, very good technique is the Pomodoro technique. So search for that, Pomodoro technique. You're going to find some good resources and even some applications that can help you out implement the Pomodoro technique. I think that's a good thing. Do code katas to actually get you very, very well on your IDE, and think about all these other distractions. Automate everything you can that you shouldn't be doing. Everything that's not creative, you should actually try to automate as much as possible, or eliminate, right? Either automate if you can, or eliminate completely, right? Reduce the number of meetings that they're not useful, right? Of course, there are some meetings that are useful. Eliminate the ones that are not, for example. Eliminate distractions, this kind of things. All right, so that's a way for you to be more productive. Now, there's another question. There's another good question here from Danielle, and Danielle said, help me find a mentor. Right? A lot of people think about having mentors as a good way for you to boost your career, and it is. Every time you associate with someone else that can help you improve whatever you're doing, is if it's improve your code or improve your presentation or whatever. And every time you associate with someone, especially if someone that knows more than you in whatever field you're trying to improve, right? So if you are trying to improve your presentation skills, if you go do a presentation with someone that's better than you, that's going to be great. If you're trying to improve your coding skill, if you join an open source project, or you associate with someone that does coding, that codes better than you, that's an excellent way. So a mentor is a person. So that's a way. Associate with someone that's better than you. That's a great way. Now, a mentor is someone that tells you something and you actually go and do it, right? And so that's an interesting thing, because a lot of times our brains here put fear in everything. So, for example, I tell you here, oh, go join an open source project. So immediately you start thinking, oh man, open source project, putting my code out there. I don't even know if I code well. What if people don't like, or if people complain, or what if I don't know how to use the tools that they need, or what if I, what if? Our brains create all kinds of crazy things to prevent us from changing, right? And so every time that happens, we get paralyzed, right? So there's actually a very good saying that I like a lot, that is right there on my board, and that says, I can find it right now. that says you have to put your dreams above your fears. That's when change can happen. You see how strong this is? You have a dream to be a better developer. If you keep not being a better developer because of your fears, it's because you're not putting your dreams above your fears, right? So that's the only time where change can happen. Now, Daniel asks about mentor, right? And a mentor is someone that tells you something good for you that could do. So a mentor is someone that can help you break this fear. Because if you find a good mentor, someone that you trust, someone that wants the good things for you, someone that you believe what he's saying, every time this mentor says, you should do this, then you put doing this above your fears of doing it, and then you go and do it, and that's an excellent thing, right? So a lot of times people are looking for mentors, and maybe all you need is finding someone on the web, on Twitter, on Facebook, someone you like, someone you respect, that you're gonna follow what they say, right? So it doesn't need to be someone that actually calls you and talk to you directly or something. It could be, but maybe it doesn't need to be. If you find some people, it could be a book, it could be someone that you follow online, it could be even someone's biography that you read, for example. It could be someone that's already dead, but you like the things that he said and did in his life. So find someone that you really believe, and then follow whatever advice this person gives you, even if he doesn't talk directly to you. So I think this is a good those two good questions, and keep sending the questions, because I'm going to try to answer absolutely everything that you asked during this week. Okay, thanks.